a part of the master plan is to reduce basically staffing within the federal government. This may be a really good way to do it. I'm just saying, okay? I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying if this is what they want to do is get rid of a lot of people really fast, a government shutdown would certainly be the way to do it. And this is maybe part of the master plan. Okay, it's based on what I've been reading. But not only that, I'm not buying into that idea so much, but rather the part that I am looking into that I do believe is probably somewhat fabricated. And we've been talking about this for a couple months now, and all the data points are really starting to line up. And I'm like, yeah, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, Friday, this coming Friday. So today is Wednesday. But this Friday, okay, we have the non-farm payroll, otherwise known as the job report, that comes out. Comes out the first Friday of every month, and it's for the labor report for the previous month. You hear me talk about it. This, in my opinion, is possibly the most important economic report that we get every single month because it gives us a big, broad look at the overall economy, our jobs being created, our jobs being lost, are people being hired or fired? Is the unemployment rate going up or down? Is the labor participation rate increasing or decreasing? Average hourly earnings, what's going on? It's all encompassed in that report, along with revisions for the last couple months as far as jobs being created, jobs being lost, are they revising up or down? What is happening? It's a very, very, very important report. Although it is delayed, it is very important to see what's going on with the overall economy. Because remember, in a strong, robust economy, businesses are hiring, the unemployment rate is going down, labor participation rate is increasing, all the metrics are looking good. In a slowing economy, contracting economy, a recessionary economy, unemployment rate is going up, labor participation rate is going down, average hourly earnings are just, maybe going up, maybe going down, probably holding steady for the most part. Hiring is waning, firing is increasing. Yeah, okay. Now, that report is supposed to come out on Friday. However, they made it very clear a couple days ago on, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. It was one of the days, last couple of days here. BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, as well as other reporting agencies, essentially, came out and suggested in the event of a government shutdown, we will no longer release reports. Interesting. Not going to release reports in the event of a government shutdown. That's super interesting. They're not going to release the data that we're looking for in the event of a government shutdown. Okay, now let's put more pieces of the puzzle together. This morning, we got an economic data point. It's called the ADP. Okay, ADP. Basically, what it is, it's a little early indication on the jobs report coming out for Friday. Okay, so it's basically this report that comes out. It's basically private payrolls, and it looks at how many jobs were created or lost in the private sector for the previous month. It's a private report. Okay. Anyway, this comes out this morning. The expectation was 50,000 jobs in the private sector to be created. Right, 50,000 plus 50,000. That's what they're saying. The number came in negative 32,000. Negative 32,000. That's really, really bad. Okay, that's really bad. Not what they were expecting. They were expecting plus 50,000. We got negative 32,000. Oh, meanwhile, they revised last month down negative 3,000. That's not looking good. This is also a precursor to the Friday's announcement giving us a more broad look at the overall jobs report and what we can expect to come out on Friday. Based on this data and based on what we've seen over the last 3 months or so with the labor reports that have been coming out, and as I've been reporting in the videos, I've been saying this is bad, less jobs are being created, they're revising previous months lower and lower, we're actually going negative. June was revised negative, by the way. You heard me talk about that a few weeks ago in a separate video. But point being is that maybe they already know how much the report is going to come in at on Friday. I bet they do know. Reason being is that the BLS told us no more data reports if the government shuts down. The government shut down. Interesting. We got a private report this morning suggesting negative 32,000. Do you see how the stars are aligning now? Can you put the pieces of the puzzle together? They don't want these reports to be released. Therefore, shut the government down, and now the reports won't be released. We're flying blind. I can say that I'm blind. So I can make a little blind joke for a second, okay? But so I can say that. I can say that these days, right? Other people that aren't blind or like visually impaired like me, they're like, I don't know. Can I really like, say stuff like that? Yeah. Anyway, my point is, I'm going to say that. Okay. So anyway, we're flying blind. Literally, I'm flying blind every day. I'm flying blind, right? But anyway, that's how this is going now. So we're not going to have these reports going out. And if the government does not open before Friday, we're not getting that report on Friday. They've made that very clear. Okay. So that's super interesting to see how this is playing out. And how literally this may be just a way to basically, well, keep the reports from coming out because they already know it's going to be bad. They know it's going to be bad, and they don't want that to be released to suggest and show like, hey, the economy is actually getting whacked, just like so many people have been suggesting and speculating for so many months, seeing all these bad reports coming out, report after report after report, saying things are weakening, not necessarily a good thing. And with all that, we keep getting the monthly confirmation with higher inflation, less jobs being created, higher unemployment rate, lower participation rate. I mean, all the metrics are kind of going the wrong way, right? So maybe it's a way to basically suppress these reports that are coming, okay? And again, maybe I'm just sounding like a total nut now, and maybe I'm sounding like one of these conspiracy theorists where I'm like, oh, put all these 17 pieces of the puzzle together, and you'll have a puzzle that maybe looks like a picture. I don't know. I'm just saying it does seem a little bit odd. It does seem a little bit odd. This also comes in alignment with, remember, back on August 1st. So, well, 2 months ago, August 1st, the jobs report was released for the month of July. It came out pretty bad. What happened like minutes later? The president fired the acting commissioner of BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. Do you remember this? She was fired because the report came out bad. And I came back and I was like, hey, this seems a little fishy. The BLS commissioner's fired when they literally just release a report. Do they really have any influence on it? Because if they do, then it makes me think that these numbers are manipulated. Why would the commissioner be relieved of duties and let go, fired, if all they're literally doing is just gathering data and reporting the data, and then the person gets fired for having a bad report? Makes me think, makes me think that the numbers are maybe manipulated a little bit or something's going on there, because if they're truly just reporting data, why would the person be relieved from their duties from literally reporting data? Get what I'm saying? It just seems a little fishy. Over the last few months here, we've had some data coming out, and I'm like, I don't know. All these pieces are adding up, and it just seems a little bit weird, especially with that report that came out this morning looking pretty bad, negative, a difference of 82,000 jobs when they're expecting 50,000, and it comes in negative 32,000. That's a spread of 82,000, right? So it doesn't look necessarily all that great. Okay. Now, as long as we're putting on our conspiracy hat here and going down multiple different rabbit holes, let's go down another one. What the heck? Why, right? Why not? Let's go down another one. Which, by the way, I heard an interesting saying the other day. I was reading about this. Apparently, there's an old ancient Chinese proverb, and again, I don't know if this is accurate or not. I was just reading, and somebody said this, and I was like, oh, that's super interesting. But apparently this old Chinese proverb says something like, a smart rabbit has 3 holes. I agree. That's totally smart, right? A smart rabbit would have 3 holes. You have 2 holes, not very smart, right? 3, you have a much better chance of getting out of there or whatever the situation is. I don't know. Anyway, whatever they mean by that, but I thought that's actually a very interesting saying. Okay, as long as we're talking about rabbit holes. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, here's the thing. I know that many of you here in this community are looking for some type of rebate or stimulus or distribution or something like that. That's not what this video is going to be all about whatsoever at all. But I do want to point this out. If we're really getting into this situation where the economy is deteriorating way faster than they're leading us to believe and way faster than they're telling us, this may be well, I'm just going to say it. This may be a good thing if you're rooting for a stimulus, okay? And again, no promises whatsoever. But here's how this plays out every single time. Every single time. This is how the whole thing plays out. Did anybody see the dot-com bubble forming and basically imploding on itself before the economy really collapsed? Everybody saw it. Everybody saw the dot-com bubble, right? It didn't make sense. It's called irrational exuberance. Doesn't make sense. Things are going on that just typically don't make sense. Like I was reading about this as well. Do you remember the, well, you probably don't remember. You probably read about it at some point. Have you ever heard of tulip mania from back in the 1800s? Was it the 1800s or 16? Something like that. Anyways, a long time ago, way before all of us. Okay. Tulip mania. Basically what it was irrational chasing of basically like tulip bulbs, right? Where people were buying like, or paying exuberant prices for these things, just like the dot-com bubble. And do you maybe think of another one today? Yeah, it's called AI bubble. Yeah, same thing, right? Anyway, everybody saw it coming back in 99 and 2000 before the whole thing popped. Did anybody see the subprime situation happening back in, or the housing crisis that was forming back in 2007, where people were getting loans to buy homes and get mortgages when they had no income, right? Anybody could have walked into a bank and been like, hey, my name is Joe Schmo, and I earn $0. I've got no money. Can I get a loan? And they're like, yeah, sure. Just sign right here. How much you want? I want $1 million. Sure. Here's $1 million. Go buy yourself a house, right? It maybe wasn't that quite as aggressive. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not too far-fetched. People that were, back then, like everybody was getting a loan. And what was happening is that home prices were going up so incredibly fast that people could literally buy a home and then put it right back on the market like weeks later and flip it for like 10, 15, 20, 50 grand of profit in like literally weeks, because prices were accelerating higher so incredibly fast because so many people were getting loans and banks were just handing out money like it was candy, right? So anyway, interesting situation. Did anybody possibly see a situation coming like, this is bad. This looks like a train screaming down the tracks at 60. I think I'm going to go ahead and step off the tracks now, right? Did anybody see that coming? Yeah, a lot of people saw that coming because it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all. It did not make any logical sense that anybody could walk into a bank, get a bunch of money, buy a house, literally flip it within weeks and walk away with 10, 15, 20, 50 grand in profit in literally a couple of weeks. It was happening. It's nuts, okay? But then we all know what happened. All of that got exposed and the housing market literally like crashed and burned. We went into a major recession. It was a nasty situation. Okay. Well, all of this is being likened to the same situation we are in right now, the AI bubble. AI is everywhere. Here's the problem though. A lot of these AI companies out there, or these huge corporations that are implementing AI, are actually not even seeing any profitability because of their AI implementation. They're literally just seeing billions of dollars being invested in AI and no return, nothing. VCs, venture capital funds, they're literally pouring billions and billions and billions of dollars into new startup AI companies with no returns, no money, no capital, no income, no revenue, nothing. Just literally like two people that are like, hey, I got an idea for an AI startup. You want to give me $1 billion? And these VCs are like, sure, here's $1 billion. Go have at it, right? I'm getting some ideas. Anybody want to start an AI firm with me? Seriously, right? Anybody want to do this? Does anybody know anything about AI? Let's do it, right? Anyway, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. But you get my point, right? It's very tempting, and that's what a lot of people are doing. But anyway, very reminiscent of what we saw back in 99 and 2000, same 2007, 2008, and tulip mania from however many hundreds of years ago. It's the same thing, irrational exuberance. People are way too excited about something without really proving proof of concept. And again, I'm not saying that AI isn't great. AI is great, but it's maybe moving a little too fast, okay? Anyway, I don't know what I really meant by this whole situation, except for the fact that all of these situations that I just kind of mentioned and talked about there for a second, many people have already seen, saw the crash coming. Kind of in the same situation here. What happens is that everybody sees it coming, don't know when it's going to come. Basically, it's going to happen. We don't know when. It's going to get ugly. It's going to be really bad when it does happen. And then all of a sudden, you kind of see it there. And all of a sudden, one day you wake up and it's like, whoops, crash and burn. Here we go. Hold on, because we're going down and we're going down fast. Same situation here. It's like climbing a mountain, right? Or it's like, think of it this way. It's like taking a staircase up and an elevator down, right? It's kind of slow, kind of grinds higher. It's kind of annoying. You kind of get out of breath. You're tired, exhausted by the end. but then eventually it's like, whoa, you hop on that elevator and straight down. Kind of the same situation here, which is we've been grinding along. We've been seeing these weakening economic reports coming out for many, many months. We've been seeing all kinds of different warning signs and like all kinds of things happening. And maybe we're kind of getting into the situation where it's like, you know, we're kind of at the top and we're like, uh-oh, get ready. The crash is about to happen. And maybe insiders and maybe all these individuals know that this is like where we're kind of at right now. People are tapped out. Nobody has any money. Businesses are not hiring. They're laying off. Businesses are laying people off simply because nobody has any money. Nobody's spending any money. Therefore, businesses don't have the revenues, can't make their margins. They have to lay people off, you know, cut headcount. I mean, literally, that's what happens. It's the whole big cycle. So we may be on the cusp of some kind of big major crash and burn. Again, I'm not saying that we're going to. I don't know. I mean, we can all speculate. We can all sit here and be like, well, all the signs are pointing to that. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen anytime soon. I'm just saying it's seeming to be like that's about where we're at right now. By the time they figure it out and try to do something about it, it's going to be too late. Point being is that this is how it happens every single time. We see all the signs, and then all of a sudden we crash and burn super fast. And what happens? They print trillions of dollars and they push it into the economy and say, stimulus for all. Everybody come and grab your wads of cash and go buy all the junk you want in the stores. It doesn't matter. Just buy stuff. That's all they say. Just buy a bunch of crap. And then you take all that stuff and stimulate the economy. That's literally what it's all about. Okay. And the cycle continues. Okay. So anyway, it's a very long, drawn out explanation, but it's the same old thing. And it's going to be no different next time. And we may be kind of in that situation. So just saying, just want to kind of make a little point there and just kind of talk about that really quickly. All right. Anyway, that ended up being a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but I was kind of on a roll, and honestly, it's kind of interesting to talk about. So I don't know, maybe you found that to be interesting as well. But all right. So that's what we know as of now. That's for today, right here, right now for October. Well, that's what we know right now. Let me keep you posted on all this. We're certainly going to be getting a whole lot more over the coming days, weeks, and honestly, the next couple months. When it comes down to those of you on Social Security, October is, I've said this for a long time, October is possibly the most important month of the entire year when it comes down to announcements on Social Security benefits. In about 2 weeks, we're going to be getting a lot of announcements, probably at least a dozen announcements on the same day, same day, simultaneously out of Social Security. It all comes out literally in about 2 weeks. There's going to be a flood of information, and I will be here to digest all of that for you and to break it all down and tell you exactly what it means with all the new changes coming in for 2026. Now, I mentioned this at the beginning of the live stream, and I'm going to mention it again really quickly right here, which is if you're currently on Medicare, now that we are currently in October, right here, right now, I've got that phone number for you. Write that phone number down, take a picture, call them. They have access to all the new 2026 plans that are available. Please do this for you. This is so incredibly important. Okay. It's not annual enrollment yet. That opens up in about 2 weeks on the 15th. Annual enrollment will be opening up. But now that we're in October, they can look through all the plans, 20,000 plus plans across the country. They can start looking through those and reviewing you, your plan, and your current coverages, as well as any other plan options you may have across the entire country. They can start reviewing those and seeing what is best for you. Another quick thing as well, there's going to be plans, a lot of plans that will completely disappear for the new year. It is so important to get a free review right there, totally free. You're going to connect with a live human, literally a real live, living, breathing, blinking, talking human, not an AI bot, not a humanoid robot, not a chat bot, not a dog, not a, what's the other thing I'm trying to think of? Oh, an automated system. Yeah, none of that. A real person with a name and probably a family and people that love and care about that person. Yes, a real live human they're going to talk to, and they're going to look through their computer system. And they have access to over 20,000 plans, and they're going to find you the best plan for you and your personal situation. Okay. So a couple quick things when you call them, couple quick things here. write down your list of questions, number one, and bring your list of questions when you call them. Number two, what is your wish list? Or as they like to say, what are your 3 Ps? Which providers do you want to see? As in doctors, which providers do you want to see? Prescription coverages, do you want it? Yes or no? Tell them, they will find that for you. And what are your preferences? That's the other one as well. What are your preferences? As in, I want to go to this hospital. I want to go to this clinic, this office. I want access to this hospital system. All of it, okay? Tell them your preferences. They can find all that for you. I want hearing coverage, dental coverage, vision coverage, all of that. In fact, I just said this in the video just a little while ago. Something for me that's super important, I'm literally going through this as well, okay? So I'm right here with you. I'm going through the same process. Something that's important to me, one of my preferences is I need access to retina specialists. Why? So they can go there and they can put drops in my eyes and dilate my eyes and shine super bright lights in my eyes and take pictures of my eyes and be like, yep, your eyes are still really bad, right? So I need access to retina specialists. I don't get dental and hearing and prescription coverages. I'm gonna be fair with you. I don't do those because I don't need those at that point in my life. But I do need vision coverage. Very, very important to me. Okay, so when I go and I need to see my retina specialist every single year so they can check out my eyes and be like, yep, your retinitis pigmentosa has progressed, you know, they use all these technical terms. I don't really know what they mean, but they say all these different things. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't really know what that means, but sure. Okay. Basically, long story short is, yeah, you still can't see. Okay. Yep. I get it. I still know that I can't see. Right. So anyway, it's very important. My point being is that is one of my preferences, is to get vision coverage and make sure that the retina specialist that I see is still within my network that I like to go, or that I'm in, because I want to still see the same guy that I've been going to for years. Does that kind of make sense? Right. So anyway, all right. I think you get it at this point, but stay tuned here. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting month. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted along the way. No exception to the rule. I'll be here for you, right by your side every single day. Give them a call, see what options they have for you. They'll give you that free review. Again, it's all 100% free all the time. Within 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, you'll have a very good assessment of where you're at, what plans are available for you, what the best option would be for you to go forward. And it's totally up to you. Okay. It's not like some pressury sales call. I mean, they're literally just going to help you out, and it's all free to talk to them and for them to help you out with all that. So it's absolutely incredible. And they're helping tons of people right here in this community all the time. And you've heard me give all the shout outs. So, all right, anyway, I'm going to have Corey come in. She's going to come in here in just a second. I just sent her a text. I have it. By the way, you're probably wondering, how did you send him a text? I had it drafted on my phone, and my phone's sitting right here, so I can like tap on the screen to get it to send. And hopefully she got it, and she'll come in and help me out. But if not, then I guess I'm telling her right now, please, Corey, come in and help me out. Okay, anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what else I can come back and elaborate on. Otherwise, I'm here for you. Stay tuned. October's nuts. I'll be here for you right by your side every single day. We'll get through this together. I will help you. I promise. Let me know what you need clarification on, and I'll be here for you no matter what. All right. Corey's here to help me out. Please have a nice evening. Maybe I'll catch you later.